What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain, and we're coming back at you once again with some Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 content. It is Saturday, week 3. We are 8 days away from the fully loaded pay-per-view. I've been trying to book these episodes fast and get them edited and get them out to y'all as fast as I possibly can, guys. I have booked this whole week within the span of about 4 hours. So, yeah, I'm trying to get to Summerslam as fast as possible. Not saying that Fully Loaded is not a throwaway pay-per-view. By all means, it's not a throwaway pay-per-view. There's going to be some big matches on there, but we are building to one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. It is WrestleMania of the summer. It is SummerSlam. We are building to SummerSlam. This is what I've been booking to after WrestleMania. And we pretty much will, like, season finale of this save. I shouldn't say season finale. We're going to keep playing the save, but this will be after SummerSlam. We are going to be writing some new storylines and booking some storylines for 6 months. I like to book 6 months at a time. And we are going to be booking until the end of the year. Probably until WrestleMania. I'll probably go ahead and start booking to WrestleMania once again. But enough of all that. This is Shotgun Saturday Night. We are in the beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. In front of 20,000 strong. We got our pre-show that we have to get through. In an abysmal pre-show match, the Godwins defeat the Pitbulls. The Godwins picking up a win when they pinned Pitbull number 1. The match got a 58. Not bad. That could have been on the main card. Godwins with a 50 and the Pitbulls with 49 and 48. Both teams have the tag team specialist bonus, and the announcing and color commentary gave the match a boost. I would hope so with Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. I hope that they do. We move on to the next pre-show matchup, and it is in a terrible pre-show matchup. They got a 61 though. And they have Godfather have chemistry with everybody, man. Godfather is the ultimate jobber. He has chemistry with everybody. If I want to push this dude, oh man, he'll be putting on some bangers with everybody. We might push Godfather. There's somebody in developmental who was on the main roster and who just wasn't quite there where I wanted him, and I had to send him back to developmental. Go back and watch previous episodes, and y'all might figure out who that might be. But I'm pretty sure they didn't have good tag team chemistry. I wanted to make a tag team out of them, but I don't think they had good chemistry together. So that ruined my booking plans for that one. But Christian picks up a big win in 13:30 by pinfall. Edge is hurt, and we're giving Christian a little something that's trying to get him some momentum. So when Edge comes back, they'll be ready to go. Christian with a 58 and the Godfather with a 55. They have excellent chemistry together. I just said that. The match got a 61. That could have been on the main show as well. Announcing quality gave the match a boost, and color commentary gave the match a boost. We're going to go ahead and start the show. Hopefully I placed everything correctly because I got done booking the show and I pushed record and we're ready to go. And we did. We opened up the show and it's Triple H. He's standing in the ring with his Intercontinental Championship. As we've seen on Monday Night Raw, we believe that Shawn Michaels is injured, that he injured his foot. He was wearing a boot. We got news from that, which is not fake. He injured his foot at a house show. We did surgery. We got Shawn Michaels back. Next week, Monday Night Raw, he'll be ready to compete. He'll be fully ready to compete on Sunday. But, as we've seen on Monday Night Raw, Shawn Michaels super kicked Triple H and took the boot off. Basically playing mind games with Triple H. Triple H comes out here, cuts a promo, and he says, "You want to play mind games with me? Shawn, you want to play mind games with me?" This Monday, when we have our contract signing, guaranteeing that I'm not held reliable for putting your ass in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Then we'll be seeing who's playing games then, who's playing all the mind games, Sean. You like to dance around and prance around and do all that stuff, but you ain't going to be doing any of that when I beat your ass at the Fully Loaded pay-per-view. I keep saying that it's my time to rise to the top. It's my time to get out of your shadow, and at Fully Loaded, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to end Shawn Michaels. There won't be a shadow of Shawn Michaels anymore, because Shawn Michaels will be wiped from the face of this earth. You will no longer exist in the history of the World Wrestling Federation after Fully Loaded. I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to get rid of you once and for all. You proved on Monday night just the type of person that you are a liar, a snake, and a cheat. You got all these fans full thinking that you're a nice guy, but everybody in the back, including myself, cannot stand your egotistical ass. So I'm going to do something that will help the World Wrestling Federation in the long run, and that's in your career. I'll see you on Monday Night Raw when I put pen to paper, so your family won't sue me or the World Wrestling Federation when I put you in ICU. The segment got a 100. Triple H basically talking about what happened on Monday Night Raw, and Triple H came out, cut a promo basically saying that, you shouldn't have did that, because that just pissed me off even more. And now, I was going to beat you, but now I'm going to kill you at Fully Loaded. We go to our opening contest. We got a 59, so the Christian match could have been on the main roster, on the main show, but in a bout that had terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, the Hollies defeat the Rock and Roll Express in 7:31 when Crash Holly pinned Robert Gibson with the Irish Hurricanrana. Irish Karana. Bob Holly carried the match and turn work. Bob Holly with a 62. Not bad, Bob Holly. Getting that pop. Crash with almost a 50. He's almost where we need him to be. And Robert Gibson and Ricky Martin both with a 49. They have excellent tag team chemistry, which we already know that. And the announcing quality and color commentary gave the match a boost. Match got a 59, like I said. Good job, Bob, carrying that match. And we move on to the next segment. The Hollies picking up a win. Yes. Not bad at all. So, we see, if my memory serves me correct, we see Owen and Kurt backstage. And Owen's standing there, and as we've seen, Owen was kind of mad on Monday Night Raw that he got beat by Kurt. Not this Monday Night Raw, or previous Monday Night Raw. That he got beat by Kurt. No, it was last Shotgun Saturday Night. I apologize. I'm trying to keep up with my booking here. That it was last Shotgun Saturday Night that we seen the Fatal 4-Way, and that Kurt picked up the win over Owen Hart. But Kurt Angle then ended up losing to The Rock on Monday. We will address that later on in the night. Anyway, Kurt and Owen are backstage. We'll address the Rock situation when we get to that segment. But they're just talking, and Owen's just like, hey man, I just want you to know, even though I was upset after the match, no hard feelings, no hard feelings about losing to you. If I lose to anybody, I would want it to be somebody like you, And Kurt's like, man, I respect that. Same here, If I lose to anybody in this company, it's you, man. You've helped me a long way. You pretty much took me under your wing when you should have. And basically taught me the ropes on the road, and made me a better competitor overall, and gave me my first big pay-per-view win. And Owen's just like, hey, man, yeah, I seen potential in you, and I definitely wanted that match, and you end up beating me, and basically they're just getting along and showing respect to each other. And Bret Hart comes up, and he goes, yeah, of course you'll be willing to lose to somebody like this American Kurt Angle. He goes, where's your Canadian pride, Owen? Where's your, not even Canadian pride, where's your heart pride, Owen? You're prideful of losing to somebody like this guy? And Kurt's kind of like standing there, and he goes, what? What do you mean, this guy? He's like, I'm Kurt Angle. I'm the 1996 freestyle Olympic gold medalist world champion, and I won this gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Bret Hart's like, oh yeah, yeah, okay. Have you beat The Undertaker? Yeah, I didn't think so. Have you beat The Big Show in a one-on-one competition? Yeah, I didn't think so. What about Stone Cold Steve Austin? Have you even went up against Steve Austin? No, you haven't. Because you're an upper mid-card talent at best. And Kurt's kind of getting frustrated. And Owen's looking like, whoa. Y'all, just calm down. Just, y'all two need to chill out, man. And all that. And Bret's just like, I don't even know who you are anymore, Owen. You used to be a Hart, but I'm disgraced to even share the same last name with you. Fell in to lose King of the Ring. Fell in to lose the #1 contendership. Everybody tells me. You think nobody tells me? Everybody tells me how much you want to beat me, how much you want a shot at my championship, how you want to be the one to dethrone me. Well, Owen, teaming up with somebody like this, instead of sticking to your Hart name, you're going to go nowhere in this business. Why? You might as well just put on a mask and act like a bird for all I care. That's how much of a disgrace you are to our family. And Owen's starting to get mad. And then Kurt just like grabs Bret. Owen and Bret was all up in Owen's face, and Kurt just grabs Bret and turns him around and goes, you know what? You claim to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Well, why don't you put up? Why don't you shut up and put up? And Bret's just like he just kind of gives him a look like, oh yeah, you want to go? And Owen's just like, not Owen, Kurt's just like, that's right. I want you in the ring tonight. And I don't even care if you put if you put your world championship on the line. I don't even want your title. I just want to beat you and humiliate you. Just like you do to Owen. Just like how you verbally humiliate Owen all the time. And Owen's just like, Kurt, you don't have to. And he goes, no, I want to. Because I'm going to prove to you that you're not the best there is. You definitely, sure in the hell ain't the best there was. And you're looking at the best there ever will be. And Bret's just like, he stands there, he has that same face in the picture right here. The same little face right there. Like he ain't impressed. And he's just like, you want a match tonight? I'll make it happen. I'll see you in the ring tonight. And so there we go. We have our huge main event, which is Bret the Hitman Hart taking on the Olympic American hero, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle and Owen seems to be fawning a good friendship here over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, we will see how this is going to affect Owen, knowing that he became good friends with Kurt Angle and his brother Bret. Not too pleased about that. The segment got a 100. Of course it did. Bret Hart, awesome promo skills. He's one of our best promos in the company. we move on to the next segment, and it is Rob Van Dam. And a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rob Van Dam defeated Ultimo Dragon in 13-19 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. Rob Van Dam with an 85, Ultimo with a 67. Nelson gave the match a boost. Rob Van Dam and Jim Cornette have good chemistry together. Basically, Jim Cornette managing Rob Van Dam. And 75 match overall. Not bad. Not bad. I was hoping it would kind of do better. After the match, Jim Cornette gets a microphone. And the King and Jim Ross like, what? We got to move on to the next segment. Like, why does this man have a microphone? You know? And Jim Cornette gets in the middle of the ring, and he looks right at the camera, and he goes, "You blew it, pal. You blew it." These fine people here in the crowd and the fans watching at home don't know what's going on. But you and I both know what's going on, pal. You had your big opportunity. You had your big chance. You had your moment to shine when you came back and stepped foot back into this ring. And not only did we let you come back in the ring, but we offered you a second chance. And we told you the plans moving forward, and you had to blow it. You had to blow it just like you always do. Unlike my client, Rob Van Dam, you just can't seem to keep your hands off of that sweet leaf, can you? So now you're sitting at home. Now it's written in stone that my client Rob Van Dam is now the official #1 contender for the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. So Rey Mysterio, I know you're in the back and you're probably watching the monitors and you're probably just as upset as I am about this whole situation. But I promise you, Rey Mysterio, there's nobody in the back. Nobody in the world of professional wrestling, nobody here who is better than my client, who can out-wrestle my client, and who can beat my client. The first time you beat Rob Van Dam, it was a fluke. It was a mistake. It was a fluke. We should have had a rematch the next night because he was going to take that title away from you. There is nobody here in the World Wrestling Federation. There is nobody in any federation around the world who can beat my client. And that includes you, who can beat my client. And as he says that there's nobody in any federation around the world who can beat his client. All of a sudden, the lights go out. And we hear like I wouldn't say a heartbeat, but a drum beat, you know, the boom, boom. And then we hear a guitar riff, and it's like, dan, dan, do, 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 down, down, do, down, down. And we never heard this music before in the World Wrestling Federation. I wish I could play songs for y'all. I really do. But due to copyright, I can't do that. But if you are an old school wrestling fan like me, you definitely know whose music this is. And the fans are going freaking crazy because it is Dean Malinko. Dean Malinko is here in the World Wrestling Federation. Dean Malinko debuts. He stands on the stage, and he stands on the stage and he just looks at Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette is shocked. It's shocked. Everybody in the arena is freaking losing their minds. It's Dean Malinko. Last Monday, he was on WCW television, and he jumped ship to come to the World Wrestling Federation within 5 days, guys. Within 5 days. His last match was on Monday Night Nitro, and Dean Malenko is here in the World Wrestling Federation. Jim Cornette needs to learn that sometimes he might as well just keep his mouth shut before he says anything else. Dean Malenko is here, and he is staring down Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam is in shock. He's looking at Jim Cornette, trying to talk to Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's going, I don't know why he's here. I don't know why he's here. But the segment got a 95. Dean Malenko is here in the World Wrestling Federation. I kid you not. His contract came up last month, and we offered him a contract. I had him shortlisted, of course. Dean Malenko, come on now. And I outbid WCW to get him here in the World Wrestling Federation. And not only did I outbid WCW, I had to outbid All Japan and New Japan to get him here. And he's finally here. His last match was on WCW Nitro. I believe it was Nitro. And he is here in the World Wrestling Federation. I talked about it on Sunday Night Heat. The situation that is going on. It's supposed to be Eddie Guerrero. I'm pretty sure Jim Cornette cut a decent enough promo for y'all to figure out what happened. But I talk about it on Sunday Night Heat, which is going to be after this episode. But I talk about it, and because Sunday Night Heat's recorded on Tuesdays, right after Monday Night Raw. I'll go ahead and talk about it here. Eddie Guerrero failed a drug test. The first time he failed it for hardcore drugs. This time it was softcore drugs. We suspended him for 28 days. So Eddie Guerrero is going to be out for a month. And I had big plans for Eddie Guerrero. Big plans for Eddie Guerrero. And like Jim Cornette said, man, not the real life Eddie Guerrero, but the game Eddie Guerrero blew it. And he ended up jeopardizing one of my big matches for Fully Loaded. But he will be back within a month, so we can continue on the friend or foe storyline the right way that I wanted to tell it. Sometimes the game gives you curveballs, and you just have to work with it. And I was going to hold Dean Malenko off from debuting Dean Malenko until after the night after SummerSlam. That was going to be like one of the big, how like the night after WrestleMania and all these people debut or show up in the company. Dean Malenko was going to be one of those guys. I was going to hold off on Dean Malenko until after SummerSlam, but hey, I got him. Why not use him? I really didn't want to rebook Rob Van Dam versus Rey Mysterio again. I wanted a third guy in there, and Eddie was supposed to be that third guy, but now he's replaced with Dean Malenko. So we're going to be moving forward with that. He debuts his Iceman gimmick, and it got very good. Good job, Dean Malenko. Fender Foe gained heat, and color commentary announcing gave the match a boost. I do talk about the Eddie Guerrero thing on Sunday Night Heat. Record Sunday Night Heat first. And I do address something on Sunday Night Heat that we are going to be doing moving forward. Hopefully y'all enjoy that decision. I know I'm definitely going to enjoy that decision moving forward. But anyway, enough of that. Let's move on to the next segment, which is a match. It was supposed to be a segment first and then a match. I must have did that backwards. No, yes, the segment is after. So Dwayne Gill goes to Vince McMahon's office and he wants a rematch. Big Show grants him the rematch. That really wasn't important. But in an extremely short match, the Big Show once again defeats Dwayne Gill. Less than 3 minutes. Dwayne Gill just comes running at him with like a trash can lid, and Big Show just punches it right in his face. picks him up, boom, slams him, 1, 2, 3. The match is over. Big Show makes defense number 1 of the WWF Hardcore title. Big Show pretty much just destroys him. This advances a new storyline called The Sad Story of Dwayne Gill. Automatically advances. That got an 80. Nelson gave the match a boost, but after the match, Dwayne Gill, the medical team comes down and gets Dwayne Gill out of the ring. Big Show's in the ring. He grabs his Hardcore Championship, and then all of a sudden, the Hardys with steel chairs just run with pipes. You know, one of them has a chair, one of them has a pipe. And with Mankind, all jump out from the crowd and start attacking the Big Show. As Raven then jumps over, he doesn't even he just casually just hops over the guardrail and slides into the ring as Mankind, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy all beat the Big Show down. Raven then stands there. As we know, the Hardcore title can be won 24/7. I mean, all Raven has to do is just put his foot on the Big Show, but he doesn't. He just stands there, and he grabs the Hardcore Championship, and he looks at it, and he shakes his head in disgust. In disgust. He grabs it and holds it and just looks at it, and he's disgusted by it, and he throws it down. As we know, Raven is pretty much saying that he's the king of hardcore. He's if there's a hardcore wrestler, it's Raven. Raven is the most hardcore wrestler, the most violent wrestler there ever was, but he wants to get away from that. He's tired of putting his body, he's tired of watching people beat each other with weapons for the sake of the fans. He thinks it's barbaric and idiotic to do something like that. He convinced the Hardys not to put their bodies on the line to shorten their careers, to where when they're 40 years old, they got to hide behind drugs and alcohol like so many other wrestlers to hide away their pain and their physical pain that they endure. Or somebody like Mankind, Cactus Jack, who lost an ear wrestling in hardcore matches and getting blown up and has scars all over his body. Raven recruited these 3 men in a crusade to put an end to all the violence in professional wrestling here. Big Show being the new hardcore champion, maybe that's why Raven's going after him. But he looks at that hardcore championship and he shakes his head in disgust. And he just drops it. He just drops it right next to Big Show. And he just shakes their head as the Hardys stand there like they're happy about what they did, along with Mankind attacking him. Raven doesn't say anything. They all slide back out of the ring, and they jump over the guardrail, and they leave as security tries to get in the ring, but the Hardys kind of beat them away with the chairs and stuff, keeping security from getting in the ring. And Raven leaves along with Mankind, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy. We move on to this next segment. That got a 95. We move on to the next segment. And it is a match. And about that, a good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Haha. The JEFF, JARRETT, Jeff Jarrett defeats Rick Steiner by pinfall with a flying drop kick. Wow. That's a long time since I've seen Jeff Jarrett do something like that. After Scott Steiner comes out and attacks his brother, I don't believe there's a segment for this. I didn't have enough time to book that segment. But after the match, Scott Steiner puts Rick Steiner in the Steiner recliner, and he's just like, I forgot about you. They're booking you in matches and not me. I'm the big bad booty daddy. I'm the one who should be on the card, not you. You're the loser, not me. Why are they booking you, not me? Type thing. And he comes out and he beats up his brother Rick once again. As you know, he turned his back on Rick because he said Rick was the weak link of the tag team. And he wants to prove that he's the better out of the brothers, which we're also having a Hart situation like that. But Rick Steiner basically lost because Scott came out and hit him. giving Jeff Jarrett the big win here tonight. We move on to the next segment. It's still got 100. Vince McMahon did not do good. But we see Vince and Shane in the office, and Shane's just like, I told you, man. I told you. We should have never took that bet. You should have never took that bet. And Vince is like, enough, damn it. Enough, damn it. And he slams his head on the desk. And Shane's just like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now The Rock is in the run-in to be the number one contender, and Vince is like, he ain't going to win the match. There's no chance in hell. Ha. And Shane kind of laughs, and he's like, I see what you did there. Vince is like, there's no chance in hell that The Rock is going to win that match. And Shane then brings up, and he's just like, well, the last time I checked, Jericho's never beat The Rock. In one-on-one competition, The Rock always has Jericho's number. And Vince is like, yeah, that is true. He's like, but we cannot let The Rock win. He's like, no matter what, we cannot let The Rock win. And at this time, Jericho comes in here in the locker room, and he goes, what is this I hear about? You cannot let The Rock win? And Vince is kind of like, you know, he's standing there and he's looking at Jericho, and he goes, let me tell you something, Vince. Shano, I beat Austin in that steel cage match. I took him to the ringer, okay? I performed every wrestling move known to man, and I beat Austin. And Vince and Shane kind of, you know, they're just kind of like, okay. And Jericho's like, I beat Austin. I escaped the cage. I beat Austin. I qualify for the number one contender matchup. I don't even know why I have to wrestle somebody like The Rock just because you make a one-off little bet with your daughter. I beat Austin. Austin's one of the top guys in the company. I beat him. Not only did I beat him twice. Right? And he never beat me. He never pinned me. He never submitted me. And I beat him twice. So I shouldn't even have to face The Rock. I should be number one contender. And Shane's like, hey, yeah. I mean, you do have the power to do that. And Vince is like, no. I'm not going to do that. And Shane and Jericho kind of looks at him like, why not? And Vince is just like, I'm a man of my word. I promised my daughter. I made a bet with my daughter, and I'm going to honor it. The Rock qualifies for the number one contendership match. As much as I hate The Rock, and as much as I dislike The Rock seeing my daughter, I'm a man of my word. I will give The Rock that match. But I am counting on you, and he points at Jericho, to do whatever you have to do to make sure he does not win that matchup. And Jericho's like, I can guarantee that he's not going to win that matchup, but I cannot guarantee that Steve Austin isn't going to interfere in our match. And Shane's like, you know, Shane's just agreeing. He's like, hey, I mean, he got a point about that. What's stopping Austin from costing Jericho the match? And Vince is like, you got a point there. He goes, I'll tell you what. If Stone Cold Steve Austin interferes in your match and costs you your match in any way, shape, or form, which will give The Rock the victory, Stone Cold will be suspended indefinitely from the World Wrestling Federation. And Jericho's just like, so you're saying he'll be fired? He goes, no, he won't be fired. He'll be sent home without pay for the remainder of his very long contract. Jericho's just like, I like the sound of that. He goes, I'll tell you what, Vince. I'll do whatever it takes to beat The Rock this Monday and become number one contender for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. And when I win that championship and go on and beat that big-nosed Triple H, you will see why that not only am I the rock and roller, that not only that I am the Ayatollah of rock and roller, but I am the best wrestler in the world, and I'm the best at what I do today. And Vince is just like, well, I hope you can hold up your end of the bargain. And I hope that you are a man of your word and that you can beat The Rock. Come Monday. Because the last thing I want is somebody like The Rock main eventing one of my pay-per-views. Now, get out of my office. Jericho leaves. Segment gets 100. And we move on to the main event. I believe it is the main event. It is. It got an 81. I didn't put a storyline to it. Oh, God. I forgot to attach a storyline to it. Damn it, boy. This would have probably been a good match. But, and about that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. Bret Hart defeats Kurt Angle in 13:27 by pinfall with a victory roll-up after Davey Boy Smith comes out and distracts Kurt Angle. After the match, Bret Hart then rolls out of the ring. Kurt Angle is standing there in disbelief. He's just like, what happened? And Davey Boy and Bret are laughing at Kurt as they walk up the ramp. And as soon as Bret Hart comes back from the curtain, Owen is right there. And he's like, what the heck was that, huh? You can't beat somebody fair and square? You know, you got to cheat. You talk about me dishonoring the family name. Look at you. When's the last time you won a match clean? And Bret goes to take a swing, and Davey Boy splits them up, and other people run from the back. They almost come to blows, and other people from the back separate them and everything like that. And they're holding them back. They're holding them back and everything, keeping them from getting their hands on each other and stuff like that. And Owen's just like, I can't wait. I'm going to get my hands on you. I can't wait for the day to get my hands on you. And the segment gets a 100. We go ahead and finish the show. It got a 90. The main event, I forgot to put the freaking storyline to it. We increased our popularity in 33 regions. We go ahead and finish the show here. But anyway, guys, that has been Shotgun Saturday Night. Thank y'all for watching this episode. It means a lot to me, guys, that y'all take the time out of y'all's day to watch these episodes. I really, really, really appreciate everything going on. Let's see what ECW has to do. Sitting around Shane Douglas head to head with Kevin Sullivan. That would be cool. Sabu enters a new feud with Taz. Oh, dang. So the Taz, and they had a pay-per-view last night. Heatwave. Let's see how that did. That did a 70. Sabu defeats Taz in a strap match to retain. That got a 71. Shane Douglas and Terry Gordy defeat Tommy Dreamer and Kevin Sullivan. Sandman defeats Steve Williams in a cage match to retain the TV title, the television championship. Wow. Dr. Death Steve Williams jobs out to the Sandman. That is something. Savio Vega defeats the one-man gang. The Gangsters defeat Purchasing of Purpose. I guess that's a thrown together tag team because it sounds like it. To retain the ECW World Tag Team titles. Max Payne and the Headbangers. And we go on. Supernova and a ladder match. not a bad little show here. That was ECW there. Anything else big in the news? No. Pamela Anderson goes back to Hollywood to start filming some more of her movies. But anyway, guys, that has been Shotgun Saturday Night. Thank y'all for watching the video. It means a lot to me. I know I've said that. It really does. I really appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day to watch this and everything like that. I can't thank y'all enough for people who do like the video. It helps us out a lot. Leave a like. It won't hurt to click the little like button, and to give it a like. It helps us out a ton. It helps the channel out a ton. And if you're a fan of this and want other people to be fan of this, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. I mean, more than you can possibly ever believe. It helps us out a lot. But if you are new and you like this video, the subscribe icon will be over the Shotgun Saturday Night logo. And if you like this episode and want to go catch up with previous episodes and rewatch Monday Night Raw or the King of the Ring or any pay-per-view whatsoever and go back and watch previous episodes, that playlist will be right here, right there on the last night results. Yep. And you can go back and watch previous episodes, guys. My name is Dylan the Villain. And like I always say, like we always say here on the channel, if you can't play with each other, guys, if you can't get along and you can't play with each other, then do what we do and play with yourself. I have some decisions I have to make, guys, and I will see y'all on Sunday Night Heat, which was pre-recorded. I will see y'all on Sunday Night Heat. Later, guys.